Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Dale Moss of Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 provided a surprising response when asked if he'd be open to an engagement on the show. Dale, 36, initially featured on Claire Crawley's Bachelorette season when they surprised everyone by becoming engaged and leaving the show together just 12 days after meeting on the first night in July 2020. They briefly broke up in January 2021, but reconciled shortly after, only to part up permanently in September 2021. Claire is now married to Ryan Dawkins, and the couple has a 1-year-old daughter named Rowan, while Dale is set to appear on Bachelor in Paradise Season 10. In an interview with Us Weekly, Dale reportedly confessed that he was not absolutely opposed to an engagement. He explained, "Paradise has many alternatives. I've discovered that it takes time to truly get to know someone. You learn a lot when you leave a show. And I don't believe things have to be rushed. So, never say never, since it has occurred before. But I've learned a lot about how I handle relationships. And you'll take your time to figure out what's proper." Dale isn't opposed to another quick proposal during Bachelor in Paradise, indicating that his failed engagement to Claire hasn't soured him. He also dated Gailey Alex from 2022 to 2024, indicating that he is still looking for his true love. Furthermore, if he had stated that he was not interested in an engagement, women on the beach might have avoided dating him. However, Dale's willingness to become engaged again could be interpreted as evidence that he learned nothing from his whirlwind affair with Claire. This could lead to another breakup. Even though Bachelor in Paradise's time frame is slightly longer than Dale's 12 days with Claire before proposing to her, it is still just approximately a month long, which is clearly insufficient time for two individuals to genuinely get to know each other. Furthermore, some couples do not meet until later in the season, resulting in an even limited time together. I don't think Dale should rush into another engagement during Bachelor in Paradise Season 10, because it will make it appear that he doesn't take proposing seriously. Instead, I hope Dale finds a long-term connection in Costa Rica during Bachelor in Paradise and leaves with the purpose of continuing to date that person in real life. Like he stated, it takes time to truly get to know someone, and he should not enter into an engagement based on the expectations of the program, like he and Claire did during The Bachelorette. I believe Dale has genuine intentions, and if he thinks properly, he may find true love on Bachelor in Paradise Season 10. When Dale Moss stepped onto the sands of Costa Rica for Bachelor in Paradise Season 10, he carried with him the weight of past experiences, lessons hard learned, and a cautious hope for a new beginning. For fans of the franchise, Dale was no stranger. His highly publicized whirlwind romance with Claire Crawley during her 2020 season of The Bachelorette became an infamous turning point in the show's history. After just 12 days of knowing each other, Dale proposed to Claire, and the couple exited the show early, appearing to have found what others spent weeks searching for. But, as history would show, rapid love often burns the brightest before it extinguishes. Their initial breakup in January 2021 sent shockwaves across Bachelor Nation, only for the pair to reconcile shortly after. When they split permanently that September, many questioned whether Dale was truly capable of the kind of enduring, mature love the franchise promises. Now 36, Dale Moss is in a different place, emotionally, mentally, and professionally. Sitting down with Us Weekly before filming began in Costa Rica, he offered a measured but revealing answer to the inevitable question, would he consider getting engaged on the show again? "Paradise has many alternatives," he said. "I've discovered that it takes time to truly get to know someone. You learn a lot when you leave a show. And I don't believe things have to be rushed. So, never say never, since it has occurred before. But I've learned a lot about how I handle relationships. And you'll take your time to figure out what's proper." This wasn't the Dale fans remembered from 2020, confidently swept up in a love story that played out faster than most commercial breaks. This Dale was introspective, seemingly grounded, and aware of the scrutiny that awaited him. The headlines quickly picked up his quote, "Never say never," fueling speculation that Dale was entering paradise not just for redemption, but potentially for another shot at love that could lead to another proposal. Some fans interpreted his openness as growth. Others worried it meant he hadn't truly learned from his previous engagement. But the truth was more nuanced than a soundbite. For Dale, his time with Claire wasn't a mistake, it was a formative chapter. They had shared genuine feelings, navigated an intense public relationship, and ultimately realized they were not right for each other. The experience had reshaped the way Dale approached romance. In the years that followed his split from Claire, Dale had a relatively low-profile but meaningful relationship with Gailey Alex, an entrepreneur and social media influencer. Their bond, which lasted from 2022 through early 2024, was far more private than his previous romance. According to insiders close to Dale, he cherished the quieter moments of that relationship, time spent out of the spotlight, developing a connection without producers or cameras involved. While that relationship ultimately came to an end, it served as proof to many that Dale was still earnestly searching for his person, but this time doing so on his own terms. Still, entering paradise came with its challenges. Dale knew that his mere presence would draw attention, especially from the women on the beach, many of whom had watched his rapid-fire engagement with Claire unfold on national television. Some might be intrigued, others wary. If he had outright said he wasn't interested in getting engaged again, he risked being dismissed early in the season. But by leaving the door open, by signaling he was emotionally available and open to possibilities, Dale made himself a viable option, a man who had lived, loved, lost, and was still willing to try again. Yet, the optics couldn't be ignored. If Dale were to fall quickly once again and propose after only a few weeks, he risked reinforcing the idea that he hadn't grown, that he hadn't truly learned from his past. It could look like he saw engagements as plot points rather than life-altering commitments. Bachelor Nation, known for its fierce loyalty but also its sharp critiques, would be watching. More importantly, Dale knew that some of the women arriving on the beach would carry their own pasts, heartbreaks, and hesitations. The dynamics of Bachelor in Paradise often require a fine balance of knowing when to open up, when to hold back, and when to lean into genuine emotion without being manipulated by the ever-present cameras or the pressures of the format. Dale was aware of all of this. And he came prepared. What he hoped to find in Costa Rica wasn't a headline-worthy proposal or a scripted happily ever after. He wanted a connection that could thrive beyond the waves, cocktails, and confessional interviews. He wanted to date someone in the real world, to see how they functioned when the microphones were off and the fantasy suites were behind them. The cast of Paradise Season 10 included a fascinating mix of personalities, returning favorites like Kat Izzo, controversial picks from past seasons, and even a few older contestants from the Golden Bachelor and Golden Bachelorette spin-offs. The intergenerational nature of the cast made this season unlike any other. For Dale, who sat at the intersection of both youthful charisma and mature experience, this setting might have been ideal. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.